What if I told you that for 1/3 of your life you are actually the busiest you'll ever be? While you lie perfectly still, billions of neurons fire faster than a supercomputer, your body launches a nightly repair crew, and a hidden cleanup system sweeps away brain waste. Yet you never notice any of it, unless you miss just one tiny slice of the night. Let's step inside the darkness and discover what really happens when the lights go out. Sleep feels like a pause, a simple off switch. Science, however, shows it's an active maintenance period, a night shift factory that never truly stops. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover 4 distinct stages, see why each one is essential for body and mind, and learn how a disrupted night can silently sabotage health. Think of your brain as a factory that runs a different assembly line every hour. If one line shuts down, the whole product is flawed. When you close your eyes, the body looks motionless, but the brain's electrical activity spikes higher than during a coffee-fueled workday. Researchers have measured up to 20 million signals per second coursing through the sleeping brain. At the same time, your heart settles into a steady rhythm, your breathing smooths, and your temperature drops a few degrees. It's as if a car pulls into a garage. The engine, brakes, and electronics are all serviced while you're parked. Hormones reset, tissues repair, and the immune system conducts its nightly patrol. Skipping even one of these service bays has consequences. Imagine a garage that skips the oil change. Your engine will still run, but wear accelerates. Each sleep stage performs a unique service, and missing any of them leaves the system incomplete. The first doorway you pass through is stage 1, known as N1. It lasts only a few minutes, and many people don't even realize they've entered it. Your breathing begins to slow, your eyes drift, and the brain shifts from fast beta waves to slower theta waves. Muscles start to relax, but you're still perched on the edge of awareness. A soft voice, a door closing, or a phone vibrating can yank you right back into full consciousness. If someone wakes you during N1, you'll likely insist you never fell asleep at all. One of the strangest experiences in this stage is the hypnic jerk. You feel as if you've tripped, fallen off a cliff, or missed the last step of a staircase, and your whole body jerks violently. Scientists think that as muscles relax rapidly, the brain briefly misinterprets the loss of tone as a fall, firing an emergency signal that snaps the muscles back into action. It's a false alarm created by your own brain during the transition into sleep. Within just a few minutes, that doorway closes, and you move into stage 2, N2, the silent guardian of the night. This single stage makes up nearly half of a healthy adult's sleep, yet most people have never heard its name. Your heart beats more steadily, breathing becomes calm, and body temperature continues to drop. Inside the brain, however, something extraordinary happens. 2 unique electrical patterns dominate N2, sleep spindles and K-complexes. Sleep spindles are brief bursts of fast activity that act like noise-canceling headphones, filtering out hallway chatter, distant traffic, or a late-night conversation. K-complexes are larger waves that appear suddenly, then fade, serving as a brief check-in that the brain is still safe to stay asleep. Beyond protection, N2 is the memory workshop of the night. Throughout the day you collect a flood of information, names, faces, new skills, conversations. During N2, the brain begins transferring important pieces into long-term storage, organizing scattered files into a carefully labeled archive. Studies have shown that people perform better on learning and memory tasks after a nap rich in N2 than after an equivalent period of quiet wakefulness. In other words, sometimes the smartest study strategy is simply to go to bed. Now, imagine what happens if this stage is cut short. Without the spindles to filter external noise, even a soft rustle can pull you out of sleep, and the memory consolidation process stalls. Your brain remains half awake, and the rest of the night has less time to perform its deeper repairs. If you're finding this shift in perspective surprising, let me know what part of the night shift factory intrigues you most in the comments. Next up is the deepest part of the night, stage 3, the repair mode where the body does its most intensive maintenance. But before we dive there, remember that each stage builds on the previous one, like a well-orchestrated symphony. Stay with us because the next movement changes everything. If this glimpse into the hidden world of sleep resonated with you, hit subscribe and join us for the next chapter. The moment the brain slips past the gentle guard of N2, it plunges into the deepest part of the night, stage 3, the repair mode where the body does its most intensive maintenance. In this phase, the electrical landscape of the brain changes dramatically. The fast, erratic bursts of activity that marked the earlier stages give way to massive, slow waves known as delta waves. Imagine a stadium crowd moving in perfect unison, each person stepping in time with the next. That is how billions of neurons synchronize during deep sleep. Why does the brain choose to slow down so dramatically? The answer lies in the chemistry of restoration. During N3, the pituitary gland releases a surge of growth hormone, the same molecule that fuels childhood growth but continues to play a vital role in adulthood. It repairs muscle fibers torn during the day, stimulates the production of new bone tissue, and even supports the health of skin cells. Think of it as a nightly construction crew that patches up the wear and tear accumulated while you were awake. At the same time, the immune system steps into overdrive. Specialized white blood cells increase their communication, inflammatory signals are fine-tuned, and the body begins to clear out microscopic damage. This is why a feverish night often feels longer. Your body is deliberately extending the repair window, giving the immune system the time it needs to fight off infection. But perhaps the most astonishing process of all happens inside the brain itself. Throughout waking hours, neurons generate metabolic waste, tiny byproducts that, if left to accumulate, can impair function. For decades, scientists wondered how the brain could clear this debris without a conventional lymphatic system. The discovery of the glymphatic system answered that mystery. During deep sleep, the spaces between brain cells expand, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flow more freely, washing away waste like a street sweeper clearing the avenues of a city. Research suggests that this nightly cleaning may be crucial for preventing the buildup of proteins linked to neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. While the exact mechanics are still being mapped, the consensus is clear. Without sufficient deep sleep, the brain's housekeeping slows and the long-term health of the mind suffers. Timing matters, too. Deep sleep is not spread evenly across the night. The first half of a typical sleep period contains the bulk of N3, after which the brain gradually shifts toward lighter stages and REM. This means that going to bed very late can truncate the most restorative portion of sleep, even if you still manage 8 hours in bed. Your internal clock, the circadian rhythm, orchestrates this distribution, nudging the body to prioritize physical repair early and mental processing later. Now, as the night deepens, the brain begins to stir again, preparing for the next act. Rapid eye movement sleep. The transition is subtle at first, a slight increase in brainwave frequency, a softening of the delta rhythm. Then, almost like a curtain rising, the electrical activity spikes, and the eyes beneath the lids start darting rapidly from side to side. This is REM, the stage where the brain becomes almost as active as it is during waking hours, yet the body is rendered essentially immobile. Why does the brain choose to keep the muscles shut down while it fires on all cylinders? The answer lies in safety. During vivid dreaming, the mind can generate scenarios that involve running, fighting, or leaping. If the muscles were free to act, a nightmare could become a dangerous reality. REM atonia, the temporary paralysis of voluntary muscles, acts as a built-in brake, allowing the brain to explore any scenario without risking injury. In rare cases where this mechanism fails, people can act out their dreams, a condition known as REM behavior disorder, but for the vast majority, the system works flawlessly. Beyond protection, REM serves a different set of purposes. While deep sleep focuses on physical repair, REM is the brain's emotional and cognitive workshop. Throughout the day, we experience a flood of feelings: stress, joy, frustration, curiosity. During REM, the brain replays these emotional experiences, integrating them into existing memory networks, a process that helps us maintain emotional balance. This is why a good night's sleep can turn a tangled problem into a clear solution. The brain is not idle. It is reorganizing, linking, and strengthening pathways. Dreams themselves are a byproduct of this activity. The narratives that unfold behind closed eyes are not random hallucinations. They are the brain's way of testing scenarios, reinforcing learning, and processing emotions. Some researchers propose that the storytelling aspect of dreaming helps encode memories more robustly, turning raw data into a coherent experience that the brain can retrieve later. Now that we have walked through each stage, it's time to see how they fit together over the course of a night. The brain does not run a single static program. It cycles through N1, N2, N3, and REM repeatedly, each loop lasting roughly 90 minutes. Most healthy adults complete 4 to 6 of these cycles. The composition of each cycle shifts as the night progresses. Early cycles are dominated by deep sleep, providing the bulk of physical restoration. Later cycles contain longer REM periods, giving the brain ample time for emotional processing and memory consolidation. By the final cycle, you may spend nearly an hour in REM, which explains why the most vivid dreams often occur just before waking. Because the architecture of sleep matters as much as its duration, interruptions can be especially damaging. Imagine a construction site where workers are constantly called away before they finish a task. Even if the total hours on site add up, the building will never be completed. Frequent awakenings fragment the sleep stages, preventing the brain from staying in deep sleep long enough to finish its repair work, and cutting short REM periods that are essential for emotional regulation. The result is a night that feels long but leaves you exhausted, foggy, and irritable. One night of poor sleep can impair reaction time. Another can blunt concentration, and chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to a host of health issues, from metabolic disorders to cardiovascular disease, and even to an increased risk of certain cancers. The cascade begins with the loss of deep sleep, which weakens the immune system and hampers hormone regulation. Over time, the cumulative effect can accelerate aging at the cellular level. So what can you do to protect this delicate choreography? The most powerful tools are surprisingly simple. First, keep a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking at the same times each day trains the circadian clock, ensuring that each stage distribution occurs at the optimal point in the night. Second, dim the lights an hour before bedtime. Reducing exposure to blue-rich screens allows melatonin, the sleep hormone, to rise naturally, easing the transition into N1. Third, safeguard the continuity of your sleep. A cool, quiet, and comfortable bedroom reduces the chance of spontaneous awakenings that would fragment the cycles. If you've ever wondered why you feel refreshed after a short nap but groggy after a full night of tossing and turning, the answer lies in these principles. A brief nap that includes N2 can boost memory consolidation, while a night that preserves uninterrupted deep sleep and REM maximizes both physical repair and emotional resilience. Before we close, consider this. Every night your brain runs a complex, high-precision operation that rivals any factory on the planet. Skipping even a single stage is like removing a crucial gear from a watch. It throws the whole mechanism off balance. The next time you're tempted to sacrifice sleep for an extra episode, a late-night email, or a final cup of coffee, remember that you're not just losing minutes of rest. You're denying your body and mind the chance to finish essential work. If this journey through the night shift factory sparked your curiosity, let us know in the comments which stage surprised you the most. Share a personal sleep habit that's helped you, or ask a question about something you still wonder. Your insights keep the conversation alive. And if you found value in uncovering the hidden science of sleep, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Body Wisdom. By staying tuned, you'll continue to explore the fascinating biology that keeps us thriving, from the cellular level to the whole body experience.